It's called Global Sisters. It helps low-income women to create sustainable self-employment through technology-based solutions. Here to tell us more is the Chair, Olivia Lodewig. Olivia.
I wondered if you would trust me for a moment. I wondered if you would close your eyes and pause for a moment to listen to a story. You've got to close your eyes. Imagine you're in Sierra Leone. The civil war is in full flight, and you meet Tiggy, a tall, strong, proud African woman. In her community, she's a revered Gara cloth dyer, an art which has been passed down from generation to generation in her family. Her mother taught her these skills with the words, "One day, this will save you." It did. You can open your eyes. Tiggy is a survivor. She survived a civil war and her husband being killed. She moved her 7 children out of the disease and the violence of a refugee camp and spent 3 years in a foreign country, supporting her children with only her dying skills to keep her family safe and alive. Then Tiggy got lucky and she was accepted into Australia as a refugee, but moved from public housing to public housing, in and out of casual work, trying to support her family. The bright future that Tiggy so sought after still seemed so far away. 14 years on, it's not a war she's surviving, it's poverty. Tiggy's living in Australia, but she's still only just surviving. Unfortunately, in Australia, as a woman, Tiggy's not alone. In this country, 1 in 7 women lives below the poverty line. Almost 1.5 million Australian women lives with financial exclusion. Nearly 700,000 working-age women in this country relies on welfare income. Women in this country are disproportionately represented in deep and persistent disadvantage. Global Sisters is trying to change this, lifting women out of poverty permanently. We support women in disadvantaged communities to start their own businesses. We take the ingenuity and drive of some of Australia's most disadvantaged and coupled with a program end to end with knowledge, support, marketing and sales support, technology and microfinance, we're seeking to help these women to start profitable and sustainable businesses. Our starting point is knowledge, business development advice, product development advice, financial literacy training. And we do this to ensure the best chance of success of our women's businesses. We then couple that with marketing and sales support, access to technology, and microfinance, microinsurance and microloans. And we're doing it in a way that hasn't been done in a developed country before, partnering with communities and with our sisters. So why is it important that we exist? Tiggy is an important reason why we exist, and this is Tiggy today. Many women like Tiggy in Australia can't access the formal job market. They're dependent on government welfare support. They're single mums, they're newly arrived refugees, they suffer from trauma, they're trapped in a welfare dependency cycle leading to entrenched generational poverty. Entrepreneurship offers a viable alternative. A small home-based or mobile business offers a flexible pathway to economic participation. Meanwhile, we believe that entrepreneurs are often born, not made. We believe that for it to reach its full potential, this country might just find innovation in some unlikely circumstances. We believe we're making an important contribution to delivering the next batch of entrepreneurs in this country. After launching small pilot programs in Sydney and in Canberra, we're now building out the program in Queensland and in Victoria, working with 40 inspirational women. We're hoping to work with 100,000 women by 2025, potentially touching the lives of 1 million Australians. What we need now is more funding for operational support for our program here in Canberra, so we can base a team member here permanently and build out the program. We need $45,000 in order to fund the position for 12 months, which will facilitate us working with 15 amazing women here in Canberra. $10,000 tonight, and we can make an amazing contribution to that goal. $20,000 and we're almost halfway there, $45,000 and we can put the wheels in motion to start getting somebody working here with us in Canberra over the next few weeks. We know that investing in women has a catalytic and multiplier effect. We know we can't change the past for the women that we work with. We know we can change the present, and we're certain we can change the future. We can change the story of these women from one of just surviving to one of standing tall. And I would love for you to help us with that today. Thank you.
Thanks, Olivia. Questions, ladies and gentlemen. Have you got questions? Yes, ma'am. Well, get you a mic. Thanks, Tom.
Wonderful project, thank you. Can you just describe what your theory of change is? So what do you expect will happen at the end of 12 months?
Sorry.
Super question.
I'll take one of these maybe.
Yep. Cool.
So in fact, our program isn't a 12-month program. Our women access each part of the program if and when they need it. So some women take longer and some people take a shorter amount of time. It really depends on what they're trying to do. We're working with a woman at the moment who has an incredible recipe for ginger beer. She happens to be from Sierra Leone as well, but we have women from all parts of the world, including Australia, that are part of our program. She's working with an incredible mentor at the moment who thinks by the end of the year she could have a commercial product distributed through various different distribution channels. I think that's a huge goal, but her mentor is pretty incredible and has huge confidence in that. There are other women who will take much longer simply because they're in certain situations which preclude them from moving more quickly.
So you sort of match it to the individual?
Absolutely. They pick and choose the activities that they can and want to do at any point in time.
Cool. Other questions, ladies and gentlemen? Further? Sorry, right there.
Can you provide other examples of women that you're helping within this program?
Absolutely. One in particular that I like to talk about because I have a particular interest in food. To be honest, it's why I like coming to Canberra. She makes an organic miso. It's an incredible product. It has huge commercial potential, in fact. But she's also just a wonderful woman with a great story. I'm hoping that product just personally gets commercial interest and distribution because we had a showcase a couple of weeks ago and the product was totally sold out before I even got a chance to have it. Not all of our women have food-based businesses. Some of them are homewares businesses. We've got some of the product here today, actually. Some of them are jewellery businesses. We have one of our women that's working with an incredible jeweller to create her own product. We have an amazing woman, Cleone, who is creating Aboriginal art-inspired jewellery. They're products that can sustain a genuine business model.
That's cool. Up the back.
Thank you so much for your presentation. Have you looked at working in partnership with IWDA or the Global Women's Fund Network? Very long established organisations doing extraordinary work. So just wondering if you explored that.
Yeah, in fact, our model to scale is absolutely to work with other NGO partners. We've been piloting the program now for some time so that we think we can get it right in terms of what we want to deliver, but we're not going to be able to reach 100,000 women without NGO partners. So absolutely, that's part of the model.
Down the second row there, Tom. Thank you. Yep.
What process?
That's right. That's on.
What process do you go through to find an appropriate mentor for somebody with a very different idea or skill?
Yeah, the onboarding process for our mentors is probably one of the most important parts of our program. Most of the mentors that we work with have never worked in the communities in which our women come from and have little experience with trauma and some of the other things that our women have unfortunately been subjected to. So we have a formal process in place for doing that and have thought long and hard about the different parts of what that program needs to look like to make sure that our mentors are well prepared and know what their role is and the boundaries to that role.
Yes, ma'am.
So do you provide the microfinance, and if not, where does that come from, and is that something you do to make it a sustainable program and successful?
Yeah, so we're funding our own microfinance loan book currently while we're piloting our program. It's not our intention to be a microfinance institution with our own balance sheet in the future. We're funding 20 loans at the moment, so $20,000 worth of loans. So one of our pieces in our strategic plan that we need to nail down is a financial partner to come on board and fund our loans program.
Further questions? Georgina up the back. Tommy?
Thanks, Olivia. I'd just love to hear a bit more about the mentoring program and the education piece.
So we're incredibly lucky. Citi Foundation, so Citibank's foundation, has funded and helped us develop what we call Sister School. It's a program that takes our women through a series of modules associated with building a business and generally gaining financial knowledge such that they can effectively run their business. In partnership with Sister School, though, the mentoring piece is incredibly important, and having access to people who are technically skilled in a particular area is fundamental to our model. And so one of the reasons why we're here is also to recruit, hopefully, some new business mentors for women that we will be supporting in Canberra.
Cool. Excellent. One over there, Tom. Sorry, the last question. Yep. Is that right, Renee? Yep.
How do you find the participants, and how do you find the participants, and do you focus on particular segments of the community?
Mm-hmm.
Our focus is women in disadvantage, so they tend to be, as I spoke about, newly arrived refugees, victims of domestic violence. We find them through our NGO partnerships, and so that's why it's so important. Not only do we need our NGO partners to deliver us our clients, but we also need them to help us deliver our services as well.
Cool. Thank you. Thanks, Olivia. Thanks very much, ladies and gentlemen. Please.
Thank you.